Hello, everyone. My name is Rolf, and welcome to my YouTube channel. And today we're going to be talking about Azure Regions. And this video will be part of um, what I'm calling a mini series about Azure, most probably Introduction to Azure, where we're going to go through the basic of Azure and some of the services. So we will kick off the series on Azure regions. So Microsoft Azure is made up of data centers located around the globe. And these data centers are organized and made available to end users by region. So what is exactly a region? So it's on a basic term, it's a geographical area on a planet that contains at least or multiple data centers that are close in proximity, right? And these data centers are connected or networked together with a low latency bandwidth. Now, couple of examples of regions, as you probably, if you can see on the screen right now. So you have West US, Central US, Southeast Asia, Australia East, and many more. So um, there are at least 60 plus regions available right now in almost 140 countries around the globe. So that's the numbers of regions. 60 plus regions in 140 countries. Now, when we're talking about regions, so there are a couple of things to know about. So number one is Azure has more global regions than any other cloud provider in the market right now. So in terms of the number of regions available, Azure has more of that than any other cloud providers. Also, regions provide customer the flexibility that they need and scaling needed to bring their application at least closer to their end user. So most customer are looking when they're deploying some web apps or some applications in the cloud or in Azure, they want that application as close where the end user is located, right? So because of this having a large number of regions available across 140 countries, so it provides a customer the flexibility and the scaling that they need to bring the application at least closer to their location. And also, regions preserve data residency, and it also offers comprehensive compliance and resiliency options for customers. There are several customers that has a specific compliance requirements on where their data will be residing. So, for example, in Australia, some company in Australia, they have these strict compliance requirements that their data must not leave Australia, or their data must be only residing in a data center or in a region in Australia. So same in other locations, like for example in the US or in Europe, they have this kind of specific requirements. So the region provide the customer with the data residency that they need. So because we have multiple options available for them, so they can select that region where they want to preserve and store their data. And also for most Azure services, when you deploy a resource in Azure, you have to choose the region where you want your resource to be deployed, right? Um, However, some services or for example, virtual machine features are only available in a certain regions. So if we go to, for example, if we go to Azure portal, right? And if I go to my um, like for example, virtual machines, and I say I'm going to create a new virtual machines, right? Now, if you're going to notice, you have to choose the region where you want to host your virtual machine. Now, some regions um, does not have the, for example, the virtual machine sizes or the storage type available. So for example, right now, we're selecting East US 2, and these are the available VM size for that region. Now, if I, let's say, move to a different region, for example, Asia Pacific, you'll notice that you'll get this message right here saying that this size is currently unavailable in Southeast Asia for the subscription, right? So when you are planning your deployment of VM in Azure, you have to take this into consideration where you want to host your services. So you want to make sure that the region offers the VM size or the storage type that you need, right? Also, there are some global Azure services that do not require you to select a region. So one good example of that is Azure Active Directory. So since this is a global service, you don't really need to choose a region when you are working on Azure AD. All right. And lastly, each region is paired with another region within the same geography. All right. And then together making a region pair. So where a two region paired together, that's called a regional pair. So why do we have to, pair the regions, and what are the benefits that we can get in terms of regional pair? Well, a regional pair, as I mentioned, consists of two regions within the same geography, and Azure trying to serialize a platform update, or sometimes what we call planned maintenance across region pairs. Now, this ensure that only one region in its pair update at a time, right? So, for example, if an outage affect multiple regions, there's a guarantee that at least one region in pair will be prioritized for recovery. So this is good for data recovery in an event of something bad happened, or an outage um, affects like multiple regions. So at least with regional pair, you're guaranteed that one region will be prioritized for recovery, and then you can recover your data. So that's the purpose of regional pair, right? So also when possible, Azure prefers at least 300 miles of separation between data centers in a regional pair. So as much as possible, the separations between data centers in a regional pair, at least 300 miles. But however, um, most of the time, or chances are this isn't really a practical or a possible way, especially in some other locations. Um, but the good thing about physical data center separation, it reduce the likelihood of natural disasters. For example, or like for example, power outage or physical network outage affecting both regions. So if you have like a 300 miles separations between your regional pair, you increase the chance of uh, at least reducing the likelihood of destroying both data centers when, for example, natural disasters happen or power outage. So if one data centers are down, you're guaranteed that the other one is functioning and customers are still able to access their data. And also, regional pair provides what we call a platform provided replication. Some services, such as geo-redundant storage, provide automatic replication on a regional pair. So this is good for high availability of our data. Okay, and we also have what we call a region recovery order. So, for example, in an event of a broad outage, recovery of one region is prioritized out of every pair. So the application that are deployed across paired regions are guaranteed to have one of the regions recovered with priority. So that's the importance of regional pair. And lastly, we have data residency. So a region resides within the same geography as its pairs to meet the data residency or requirements of our customers. So for example, for tax and law enforcement, right? Now, if you want to know more about Azure regions, we have several um, URL or link that you can visit. So for example, for this one, um, here in the Azure geography, you can select all the geography here, all the country, and then it will give you the location, the region name, and the location, and then year opened, and so on and so forth. So this will give you all the information. So this is really good if you are if this is really good when you are planning your Azure architecture. So you can visit this site right here, um, and do a quick run through of all the regions. For example, if you're located in Asia Pacific, you can select Asia Pacific, and then you'll see here what are the available regions in Asia Pacific, right? And you have here the disaster recovery, and the most importantly is product by region. So here you can see which product are available on that specific region. So if we, for example, if we select let's say, or if we go and then see products. So if we want to see the products in East Asia, we just click here, and then we'll see what are the available product in that locations right here. Okay. All right. So I think that's all for the Azure region. So this is a pretty much basic um, learning and understanding about regions. So on the next video, we're going to be talking about Azure subscriptions and Azure account, and like how to get a subscription, what are the type of subscriptions available out there, and we're going to be probably talking about the subscription usage, right? So guys, thank you so much for listening. If you like the video, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel and share this video as well. So thank you so much, and see you in the next video.